What if the secret to healing our dying forests was already buried beneath our feet? Scientists just made a discovery that could completely change how we think about forest recovery. And it starts with something most of us never think about: the soil. Every single day, we lose approximately 10 million hectares of tropical forest around the world. That's roughly the size of a football field disappearing every single second. These forests are the lungs of our planet. They absorb carbon dioxide, regulate rainfall, shelter millions of species, and sustain billions of human lives. When they disappear, the consequences ripple across every living system on Earth. For decades, conservationists and scientists have wrestled with a painful question. Once a tropical forest is destroyed, can it ever truly come back? And if so, how long does that take? The traditional answer has been sobering. Full ecological recovery of a tropical forest can take anywhere from 40 to over 100 years, sometimes even longer, depending on the extent of the damage. That timeline felt impossibly slow against the backdrop of the climate crisis we're living through right now. But here's where the story gets hopeful. New research published by an international team of ecologists has revealed something extraordinary. Tropical forests can recover nearly twice as fast after deforestation, but only when one critical ingredient is present in the soil: nitrogen. Nitrogen is an essential nutrient. It's the backbone of proteins, the engine behind plant growth, and the building block of life itself. In healthy, undisturbed tropical soils, nitrogen exists in abundance, cycling naturally through decomposing leaves, fungi, bacteria, and root systems in an intricate underground web. But when forests are cleared, whether by logging, agriculture, or burning, that web is shattered. The soil loses its structure, its microbial communities, and critically, much of its nitrogen. What the researchers found is that forests trying to regenerate in nitrogen-rich soils grew their canopy faster, developed more diverse plant communities sooner, and began sequestering meaningful amounts of carbon in roughly half the time compared to forests regenerating in nitrogen-depleted soils. In some study sites across Central and South America, forests in high nitrogen conditions showed recovery signatures in as little as 20 years rather than the typical 40 or more. Think about what that means. If we can prioritize protecting, restoring, and even enhancing the nitrogen content of soils in deforested regions, we could literally double the speed at which our planet heals itself. So how does nitrogen get depleted in the first place? And what can we do about it? When forests are burned, nitrogen literally escapes into the atmosphere as gas. When land is used for industrial agriculture, synthetic fertilizers disrupt natural nitrogen cycles, reducing the microbial diversity that makes soils rich and self-sustaining. Erosion carries away the nutrient-dense topsoil layer, and with each passing season of non-forest land use, recovery becomes harder and slower. The solution isn't just about planting trees, it's about restoring the invisible ecosystem beneath them. Scientists are now advocating for rewilding projects that include strategic soil rehabilitation, reintroduction of nitrogen-fixing plant species like legumes, and a reduction in soil-disturbing agricultural practices near regeneration zones. Indigenous land management practices, many of which have maintained soil health for thousands of years, are also gaining new scientific attention and respect. This is where each of us, even from our own homes, can become part of the solution. Understanding soil health isn't just for scientists and farmers, it's for anyone who cares about the planet. And that education starts at the ground level, quite literally. If you want to go deeper into the science of soil, ecosystems, and what you can personally do to support ecological restoration, we highly recommend checking out the resources linked in the description below. Whether it's books, online courses, or organizations doing real on-the-ground restoration work, every click and every dollar directed towards soil and forest literacy makes a difference. Knowledge is the first seed we plant. Now, back to the bigger picture. This research is a genuine reason for hope, but hope without action is just a feeling. The scientists behind this study are calling on governments, conservation organizations, and land managers to factor soil nitrogen levels into every reforestation and rewilding strategy moving forward. It's not enough to count the trees we plant. We have to ask, what kind of soil are we planting them in? The tropical forests of the Amazon, the Congo Basin, and Southeast Asia are not lost causes. They are wounded ecosystems waiting for the right conditions to heal. And now we know one of the most powerful conditions we can provide. Protect the soil, restore the nitrogen, give the forest what it needs, and it will do the rest faster than we ever imagined possible. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden world beneath our forests, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to our channel for weekly deep dives into the science and solutions behind the planet's most urgent environmental challenges. And drop a comment below what surprised you most about the role of nitrogen in forest recovery. We read every single one. The forest is trying to come back. Let's make sure it has the foundation to do so.